Hello Mila, hello Jack, hello everybody else who's watching, and welcome to Storytime with Grandad. Today's book is from the Magic Roundabout, and it is Dougal and the Cheeky Rabbit. Dougal thinks it will be nice to fall asleep in a hammock like the sailors. I was going to be like a sailor, he tells Zebedee, and sleep in a hammock. Dougal looks for 2 tall trees. There are no tall trees in the magic garden. What shall I do? He asks Zebedee. I cannot find 2 tall trees. A hammock must be able to swing high in the sky. These trees are not tall enough, are they? I cannot help you, said Zebedee. I cannot make small trees grow tall. Only Mr. McHenry can do that. Dougal climbs into his hammock. He bumps on the ground. I cannot sleep this way, he says sadly. Just then, old Mr. McHenry comes along to water his flowers. What is the matter? He asks. Everything, says Dougal. I need 2 tall trees so that my hammock will swing. Can you make trees grow tall, Mr. McHenry? Of course, says Mr. McHenry. That is easy. Just look at Dougal now. Mr. McHenry's magic is making the trees grow and grow. Soon Dougal and his hammock are high up in the sky. No wonder Florence can't find Dougal anywhere. Dougal, where are you? She calls. And then she looks up into the sky, and there he is. What is it like up there, Dougal? Florence asks. I'm not quite sure, says Dougal, and his voice is just a faint whisper. You can't come down, Florence says sadly. Oh, Dougal, I think you will have to stay up there forever and forever. Dougal shuts his eyes. He wants to think he is a brave sailor, but all he can think about is sugar. Then he thinks about Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, Dougal thinks, and all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. If I fall out of my hammock, nobody will put me together again. Dougal is frightened now. Florence goes away and tells Zebedee all about Dougal being so high up in the sky. You must help him, says Florence. He doesn't like it up there. He's frightened. Zebedee is sorry for Dougal. He says, dogs should sleep in their own beds and not try to be like sailors. Dogs are dogs, says Zebedee. I can't make trees grow big, but I can make them grow small. Yes, I can certainly do that. Then Zebedee says some magic words, and Dougal's 2 tall trees grow smaller and smaller. I'm coming down, Dougal cries, and he hopes he won't fall out of the hammock before it reaches the ground. It's like going down in a lift, says Dougal. My tummy doesn't like it. Zebedee laughs, and Dougal shuts his eyes. He counts up to 10, very slowly, and when he opens his eyes again, his hammock is on the ground. Oh, thank you, Zebedee, Dougal cries. I shall never, never, never sleep in a hammock again. I should think not, says Zebedee. Never again. Florence asks Dougal to come for a walk with her. Then you can forget all about that silly hammock, says Florence as they go off together. Where are we going, Florence? Dougal asks. Florence says, I don't know, Dougal, just anywhere. We could go home, says Dougal. I feel very tired and sleepy after that adventure, Florence. And he yawns. I suppose you want to go to bed, says Florence. I suppose you want to go to sleep in your own comfy bed. Poor Dougal. He doesn't know that Brian the snail has taken his new friend to Dougal's house, and that Brian is now asleep on his bed. Brian's new friend likes sleeping as much as he likes playing the guitar. He pushes Brian out of bed and lies down himself. Take care, old boy, says Brian as he lands upside down. I don't want to crack my roof. His new friend doesn't answer. He just snores and snores. And Brian picks himself up. His house has no cracks in it, but he thinks he'd better find Dougal and Florence before they find him and ask him questions. I wish I'd never met that guitar-playing rabbit, he is thinking as he hurries along. He's such a big fellow. You can't push him around. I hope he doesn't go on sleeping in Dougal's bed. Dougal is not going to like it. I don't want to make Dougal cross. At last, he sees his two friends coming towards him. "Hello, hello," says Brian, as soon as he meets Dougal and Florence. "Hello, Brian," says Dougal in a sleepy voice. "Hello, Brian," says Florence. "Where have you been all this time, I wonder?" "Oh, just around," says Brian the snail. "Where are you going?" "I know where I'm going," says Dougal. "I'm going to bed. I'm very tired and sleepy." Dougal is not feeling very well, Florence tells Brian. He wants to go to bed at once. "Well," says Brian, "I don't think you want to go to bed, Dougal, old boy. Come and play with me instead. That's a much better idea." "I am going home to bed," says Dougal, "and that's that. Now run away, Brian, and find somebody else to play games with." "Oh, Dougal," says Brian, feeling very guilty, "I think I'd better tell you there's a strange rabbit sleeping in your bed." Dougal runs back to his little house, and Brian and Florence go with him. What's all this? Dougal is furious. He cannot believe his own eyes when he sees Rabbit in his bed. "Just a friend, old boy," says Brian. He plays the guitar, you know." "Get him out of here," Dougal growls. "Get him out of my bed, Brian, or I shall..." Dougal is so angry that he picks up the guitar and bites at it with his teeth. Then he says, "I shall break this guitar thing in two," and he gives a deep growl. The sleeping rabbit sleeps on, and poor Dougal gets more and more furious. Wake up," he shouts. "That's my bed. Get out at once." Rabbit lies very still, and he even snores a little. Dougal wonders if he can push him out of bed, but Rabbit is big and heavy. Dougal thinks up another plan. "I will teach that old rabbit a lesson," he thinks. Dougal takes the guitar to the bed. He twangs at the strings of the guitar with his teeth, and there is a horrid screeching noise. The noise grows louder and louder until at last Rabbit wakes up. He jumps out of bed and tries to get back his guitar. There is more noise than ever as Dougal and Rabbit shout at each other. Dougal is very angry. So is Rabbit. They shout and shout. Brian steals away. He hopes Dougal will forget all about him. Then Florence says to Dougal and Rabbit, "Please do not quarrel. Say you are sorry, Rabbit." "I'm sorry," says Rabbit. "So am I," says Dougal. Then Rabbit says, "I'll play a tune for you, Dougal. I am a guitar-playing rabbit, you know." "Will you let me sing?" asked Dougal. "I like to sing, but nobody seems to want me to." "Yes," says Rabbit, "we shall have a concert." After his first song, Dougal says sadly, "It's always the same. Even Florence runs away when I sing." The end. Goodbye, Mila. Goodbye, Jack. I'll see you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Bye.